Hey guys, welcome back to some more Raid Shadow Legends. Starting a little bit early with the stream today, and I wanted to cover a lot of stuff because we have a ton of content. Now, I have focused very hard in energy consumption, using all of our energy in its entirety. We can see we have 56 energy right here. We are going to continue to farm the campaign. We are going through here. Guardian Ring, we have this completely maxed out. You can see we have a lot of our champions that are being built right here. Definitely want to share the referral. Now, the referral code in here, I want to drop in the chat. You can see it's been away 1 week. Once we hit about 7 days, I'm going to drop the hero out, or essentially whoever this is, out of here. But I want to see if we can fill these other two referral links in here. That way we can actually start picking up some rewards together, making sure that we're building this out. Now, this is going to be a lot of energy in here. Now, I was unaware. We have a clan versus clan going on, and there is a crazy amount of rewards that come out of this system itself. Looking in the clan rewards right here, you can see we have 15, 30, 40, 60 energy, 80, even as we're climbing, getting more energy, getting more chickens out of here, rank 3, and then going all the way to a rank 4 chicken right down here, as well as picking up some of these clan coins because we've been using them like crazy. Now, again, guys, being new to Raid, this is the first time that we've really set in and that we've done this clan versus clan. And there's a ton. I mean, going through here and getting all of this energy is going to give me the ability to build another 6-star. And that's what we're focused on. Daily login rewards. We also have boom, 500 more energy. That brings us in the realm of 782 energy that we gained, minus the couple that we had. So about 700 plus energy. Very happy with the progression right there. Also do have the 1-day XP, as well as all of the other rewards that we have going on in here within the shop. I'm getting the free rewards, which I believe is going to also give us some more energy. You can see how many packs are in here. If you're looking, this account, we are keeping it entirely as a free-to-play account. But in here, we're getting a couple brews, a couple other things in here. And then I want to get into the farming, just trying to build these out. Now, within the tavern, we have a lot of overlap as well. So looking in here, we do have some events that are going on. And I've been, again, farming a lot with our training event. As we can see, making a little bit of progression in here with everything that we're building. Already have some mortal soul coins, have some rare, and then we're going for the soul stones in here. And then the dungeon diver. This has been all in its entirety, getting the silver, getting the gems, but this has been farming that 12-3 where we're getting a lot of these champions completely built out. And I want to hop in the tavern. Now, the next one that we're going to be looking at, so I kind of went back and forth, and the Supreme Galak is going to be the next one that we're going to upgrade. You can see we have 4 of our heroes right here, or champions right here. We need a 5th. So I actually need to farm a 5th champion out of here, show only upgradable heroes. We need to go in here, and I need to continue farming. I don't think I have enough, but we did pick up a couple more chickens. So I'm hoping that some of those are going to be available, that we can use a few of those to build these up a little bit further. Because I think, yeah, see, I have another 2-star. We're going to have to get some 3-stars. And then, of course, with our 4-stars, we have 3 right here. We need 1 more 4-star maxed out. That way the 4-star can move into a 5-star. The 5-star can actually, well, we have one here. Actually, we already have one. I know the level's a little bit higher. Ooh, I might not want to do that, but there we go. So we saved that. We got the 500 right there. So that is going to give us our second 6-star right here with the Supreme Galak. Overall, we really went back and forth, and I want to show you what we were kind of looking at in the last live stream. When we look at really the champions that we have here, when we have Kale, when we have the Supreme Galak, even when we have Tagore, I was going to build out Tagore, and I really questioned about building out Tagore. Now, fundamentally, looking at his skills and abilities, we built him out quite a bit, but the skills and abilities are going to work very well with where he is at. That is the reason why, again, we kind of chose to build out Supreme Galak, because getting his skills and abilities a little bit higher, but also adding the blessings in there, getting the masteries in here, and also getting to level 60. Now, one of the things to note is when you're going through and you're level farming, you're making a lot of progression, having your damage dealers and having really a carry that we tried with Kale. Now, Kale overall as a farmer does pretty well, but as a overall damage dealer, I feel like the legendary hero right here is going to do a lot better than we're seeing the counter or the carry with Kale. Works for the regular stuff, but when we're pushing progression, I feel like we really need to get We need to get more 6-stars. We need to continue farming this out and farming this out on a regular basis. So we're going to use all of these. Now, I built these in about 2 days. This is the reason why I said we're really focused on getting food and building these out to 6-star, higher rare champions, which we do have a blue in there. So 1,000 tournament points, which gives us back to level 1. Now, this is something you have to note is every single time that you upgrade a rank, they go back to level 1. Then you have to level them up again, so on and so forth, kind of back and forth. Now, we have quite a few of our brews in here, which I'm going to use some of these just to add some levels, because most of the brews we're not using, or we haven't used a lot of these. Let's drop 10 of the brews in here. That takes them to level 30 of 60. So we still have a long, long way to go. But look at the HP and the attack. It's really, really significant when we start building these up, when we start adding that additional star. And then, of course, on the Ascended front, we do have to get some more resources. Void Keep, unfortunately, is closed. And I made the mistake of going to the Void Keep and actually using my gems. Definitely never, ever going to do that again. But I was going through, just looking through some quests, not really paying a lot of attention. And we did go ahead and build that out a little bit further. Now, when it comes to the skills, we have not seen any of these tomes. Now, this is the very high level tomes. This is right here, the legendary skill tomes. We have not seen any of these yet. I'm hoping we can farm a lot more of these out. And I feel like the event is even going to give us some more resources with the training event, just because we built them out. So look at that. That gives us the Mortal Soul Stone, building these out. Now, I finally hit the point on level 42 where we got the ability to unlock the rest of it. So 42, unlock the Altar of Souls. Now, within the Altar of Souls, I want to go through, I want to figure out exactly what we're doing in here, because I looked through, we could do some swaps in here. We could get some of these perfect souls, but I do not have, and looking through here, I don't have any of these. So I'm going to have to wait to see exactly what champions that we do get in here, because as it sits right now, I do not have any of these champions to build. So even if I picked up the perfect soul, I don't have the ability to pick them up any further, but I also do have to build out Alice. Now, Alice is very, very cool. I have to see. I don't want to, I want to awaken her. And as you can see right there, she is. We do have to add some more stars on there to get her to the 2 stars with the Ascended. So essentially, in the way that I understand this, is we continue adding stars on our champions. So we get them, 3 stars, 4 stars, 5 stars, finally to 6 stars. Then you have to take those stars to the Ascended, which is the little purple star that you're seeing right here. Depending on the level that you have, then you can add with the Altar of Souls, even this right here, the Awakened version. So you're building champions on top of champions with the Ascended, and then the Awakened is building champions on top of that. So I cannot even imagine at this point exactly how high this is going to scale. It seems kind of crazy to think of the power that we're seeing on the champions. And remember, the cap is level 60. So when we're going through here, when we're making progression, the cap right now is level 60. That is where the champions. So when you are going into higher content and harder content, your champions are still in level 60. Now, we've been doing our dailies every day. We've been doing the weeklies, which this is almost completed. We've been doing the monthlies and a majority of the advanced. Where I'm getting stuck in here, and if you know, or if you're familiar with any way to do this, I'm getting stuck right here. The silver keys in the Tower of Doom, this is the point that I am getting stuck. I'm usually able to do everything else in here, getting the energy, doing everything else, making sure that we do build this out and we have the ability to build it out, but we are getting stuck, not able to complete this to get the full energy potion. And the reason being the silver keys in the Doom Tower. I don't know if again, there's a trick to farming different levels or anything of that nature, because we want to get this 5-star chicken in here to build it out a little bit further. Now, event-wise, like I said, we have the dungeon divers, we have the champions, and then we have the tournaments. So within the tournaments itself, there's a few that I do not want to do, like Dragon Tournament using only Epic. Absolutely do not want to be doing this, just for the simple fact, Epic champions, I do not have built out very much. And then, of course, the Sand Devil, this is one, again, that I feel like we can't make a lot of progression in. It's a very, very hard content driven, even looking at stages 1 and through 3. 4 to 13 points. If you're talking hundreds of points, not really going to be worth it. That's the reason why coming in here, going through the campaign, there's a few things that I want to farm or that I want to build out, and I want to start with gear. So I need a pair of gloves. So we talked about getting gloves. We talked about getting boots. So overall, when we start looking at the champions themselves, I need to get some better gloves. I have 4-star, which means the cap on the crit rate is 40. If we had 5 stars, the crit rate goes to 50. If we had 6 stars in totality on our lifesteal gauntlets, 6 stars would take us to a 60 crit rate in here, which is crazy, crazy high. And then, of course, you want crit rate on the gloves. You do want boots that have speed. We talked about this before, building these out and having speed. So I went through, I filtered, again, just kind of looking through exactly what we have, but going through and looking at our primary stats of speed. I only have these 3 boots, which I believe I'm probably going to use the 5-star common ones just to build them up a little bit further, because again, we want to cap the speed. We want to get the speed of our farmer much higher. And a lot of players said, do not worry about the set bonuses. When I started playing Raid, I was super, super set in going and building out and making sure that we're focusing, 1, on the set bonuses, 2, on building these up to the plus 16. Way too expensive, not worth it. When we have some of the 4s all the way to 16, again, players were saying this was an absolute waste. Even building up some of the common 4 stars, get 5 stars, get 6 stars. They said only 6 stars, such as this, should go up to level, or essentially up to that plus 16, making sure that you have the ability to cap your high-end items even higher. Now, this, of course, we kind of played around with when we did the Ascension, when we were building out a little bit further. Again, if this didn't have attack, if it was 6 stars and this had speed, that would be an absolute great pair of boots. Even though it has HP and defense, that's okay, because HP is the percentage versus being the straight 8, or the regular just based HP, which just has the plus. If you look, so there's HP that is at 320 and there's HP that is a percent. It does the same with a couple different ones, making sure, again, you're prioritizing the HP percentage versus the HP itself. And again, this game has a very, very big learning curve. And I'm starting to see that, starting to understand exactly why, we're going to strip probably all of the gear off here. We're going to get the lifesteal set because Kale is my absolute farmer. But I feel like Supreme Galak can do the exact same, being a really, really big farmer as we're going through a lot of content and also building out the masteries much further. My mistake when we started was going through using all of my diamonds to go ahead, build out the gem mine or the gem mine, and also building out the guardian ring. But I have it done. Since it's already done, this is just going to level up, and it's going to level up considerably when we're going through the campaign and we're farming up all of our gear. Even thinking of farming our life leech gear right here, the 5-star has that 50%, but we want to get a 6-star pair of gloves, which means we would have to go in here and actually go to Nightmare. And this is where the 6-star gloves would fall. Don't know how much we'd have to farm or how difficult it is to go through Nightmare. But I feel like, and let me know in the comments, guys, should I go into Nightmare? Should I try to push some of this content? Or are we just continuing to go into Brutal? But a lot of players also said that going into your dungeons and farming out the Minotaur. So the Minotaur, as you can see, we're already on stage 13. But they said this is a perfect place to level up your champion. So when we think of having, a couple champions that are under late stage 50 or level 50, that are less than, being on that stage 60 or level 60, building these out a lot further, utilizing the Minotaur. That way we're doing the masteries while we're gaining levels. So again, we're kind of double dipping in a couple different places, but I feel like right now it might not make sense. And I don't even know if we can kill this Minotaur. I feel like with this team, we're probably going to get absolutely wrecked. But looking at the ones that I have available, and I mean, we're still very, very limited to what we have in here to work with. Even building out Alice a little bit further. I want to go in. I want to see if we can kill this Minotaur. I want to see how, and I'm thinking with Supreme Galak just being a little bit lower level that, see, guys, we need way more damage to take this down. I feel like the Minotaur is just going to absolutely wreck us in here. But I feel like getting Supreme Galak up to 60 is probably going to be the game changer. I'm worried they're going to kill me when they start attacking, which we know Tagore brings everyone back to life. But I feel like if we gain some more levels, even looking at Alice needs a lot more, lot higher stats. I feel like even for the ascended level, we have to take her way, way further when it comes to that ascended level. being able to carry through here. And I feel like, again, we continue to have to work on this. So this, let's take out one of these targets. Let's take out this one down here. And I'm thinking maybe if we can get the Minotaur C, look at the damage, guys. Wow. Almost took out Tagore just like that. Other two did pretty well. And I look at the attacks with that Supreme Galak. That is awesome. We got to keep Tagore alive. I feel like if he dies, we're going to be in a lot of trouble right here. But there we go. So we just got the Minotaur. We need to bring everyone back to life. We really, really do. So if we can get, boom, there we go. Rise and Fight is up. If we can get some of the turn meters, I feel like this is going to be maybe a little bit of a slow burn in here because Alice not even doing that much damage. But we got some shielding. We got some healing. Got the leech. Yeah, I feel like we can get this one down. I feel like this is going to be, and I don't know, again, the RNG. I feel like if we level this up a little bit, we'll be able to make progression quite a bit faster with this Minotaur. And look at all of the debuffs up here. Absolutely stacking all of the poison. And there we go. So we get through there. We got 8 scrolls for Kale. If we can farm this, on a regular basis, even looking again at the XP that we got, I'm going to have to keep in these other ones. Even though they're max level, I'm going to have to keep in the rest of these to go ahead and farm out the Minotaur. And that was stage 12. If we could get to 15 and farm this, I feel like this is going to make a big difference. And if we can get the Supreme Galak built up to level 60, I know we're not going to be able to farm with him, but I feel like it's going to go through a lot faster. We're going to be able to go through this content a lot faster. Now, there is also, and we've been trying to follow the missions. So the missions right here, this dungeon, I believe the dungeon, yes, is still locked. We're going to have to wait to get through the dungeon. The arena mission here is already done. 3 stars on 7 for the hard difficulty, which we can definitely do. And then going into the dungeon mission here, champion mission, send a champion to level 5 of the Ascension. And then going through here again, campaign stage. And here we can do whenever. We don't have that much left. I mean, we really don't have that much left to fuse the Justicar, which is going to be the very end. We already have a couple of our champions built for that. And then we'll unlock and get into part 3, picking us up a sacred shard along the way, which again is going to be pretty big. It's going to be pretty big for the build in here of getting these. So again, we're going to have to farm. And it looks like we're going to have to do a lot of farming because thinking of the champions that we have right now, yeah, I mean, this is going to be, and I'm wondering if, I want to see if we can do it without the life leech. You know what? I'm going to go through and I'm going to run this because I'm wondering if with the levels on Brutal, if by chance he is doing enough damage now at the levels to put a couple other ones in here, even get some 3 stars right there. Let me drop in 3 of these 3 stars. I don't know if he can do it. I feel like this level deficiency, this power is not going to be enough. I feel like he's going to die in here, but I want to test it out. Yeah, see, even there. Yeah. So Kale will actually kill them out the very, very first attack, and we have no way to go ahead and heal him. Yeah, this is not going to end well at all. Even though he gets a lot of extra attacks, I feel like, yeah, the damage is way too high. We absolutely got to get him on a much, much higher level. That's okay, though, because as we're farming this out, and we have been farming this out like crazy, absolutely going to be the point of getting this taken down. Again, if we had a life leech set on him, I feel like that would be pretty easy to get through with having that life leech set. He does enough damage to keep himself alive. Which, what do we have for life leech? Let me see, because here, again, we were kind of going with the different set bonuses. So even here, we do have a good pair of speed boots, which I like. Let me look at what we have for the life leech set. It's going to be expensive to take all of these off, but I feel like, yeah, we have a couple. We have gloves, crit damage. Do I have any crit damage? No. So again, the first thing we want to focus on, and I might farm up some crit damage gloves, and I want to do the life leech. Again, I feel like this is going to be the point where getting a 5-star pair of these gloves. Let's run through here. And you know what? I'm going to put him in here. I'm going to put both of them in here, and then let's drop in a couple other ones. Let's super raid this because, again, we want to gain levels on all three of these. I feel like this might be the best way. If it's not, guys, absolutely let me know in the comments. But I feel like this is going to go in here and be able to make some pretty decent progression, be able to gain some levels on here, but also farming out the gear. A lot of players had said, don't farm out gear. As much as I'd like to, there's very limited places. And again, let me know, guys, if we should not be farming out gear at all, just for the simple fact that we could use this on Kale. We could put this on a couple different champions, and the viability would be there to farm, to go in and farm. Raid is a really, 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 thinking of 6 stars, a really big farming game that you have to run this so many different times. So there's a 4-star, which again, we don't want. We want a 5-star, but we also have the ability to get some gear within the forge. So we have the perception set right here, swift parry. Let's see if we can pull some gloves on here. And I'm wondering, yeah, we have 1 4 to 5-star. We have a couple 3 to 4s. Accuracy and speed, see HP defense, and then all, of course, the other ones we're not at yet. 25% chance to deflect. A debuff. I like the speed and crit damage, but again, that's a 4-set piece, which is pretty expensive to build. But I think it would be pretty good. I mean, that's a decent amount of speed if we got, and that's a decent amount of crit damage, but we need to get the crit up. I feel like this one exactly the same. If we could build a couple pieces of this out. Yeah, again, I feel that the boots are going to make a big difference. And I think right here, 3 times, what are we farming here? Dragon's Lair? Because this is 3x speed. So to get some of the speed pieces in here, but we could also farm the boots, trying to get some of the 5-star boots, just like what we've seen. Let me know. Let me know in the comments. Do you think we should be farming out the campaign? Because I know last time we did our live stream, we had talked about getting the 5-star speed boots right here. Let's farm this out a little bit. Let's drop him in here and a couple of our other ones, super raid, so we can see if we can get through this content pretty quick. So I figure if we get to the point, because right now, Supreme Galak has those speed boots, which I'm okay with. I'm okay with the speed boots. We need to get a pair of those boots for Kale. That way we can have them with a little bit more speed. And then getting the crit gloves for both of them, because we are actually missing the maximum crit. And that is one of the reasons why he isn't doing the damage that we need him to. So here's a 4, which is speed. And here is a 4, which is attack. Let me go ahead and sell those. Got a lot of tournament points. Also did get those chase points as well. Let's run this a couple times. Let me run this a couple times and see where we're at. Yeah, the ability to take them out that very first time. Crits are huge. And I know we were watching a couple videos today, and they were talking about having crit at 100% versus having crit at 99%, and how many times that your champions will actually miss the critical strikes at 99%. Seems like it's a lot more than the 1%, which most players are kind of thinking about. Mathematically, it makes sense at that 1%. But again, a lot of players were saying the 99 versus the 100 is a game changer when we talk about the damage that we're putting out in a bunch of different game modes. So speed boots for Kale, and then if we can get those gloves, I'm going to have to farm out the gear. I feel like it's going to make the rest of this exponentially easier to get through. So even there's a 2-star, we got some attack boots here. Yeah, if we can pick up a pair of those boots, we're gaining a couple levels, farming out a little bit of food. But I'm hoping in a couple other places, I want to look at the boss, a couple of the bosses and a couple other places. But we need some more levels. We really do need to pull some more levels in here. Yeah, that HP burn. So 3-star on the attack boots, because we also unlocked a couple other, there's our daily quest on the Doom Tower. This is another part where going in here, and I know we're pretty limited to what we can use in here. we have to get War Maiden built up quite a bit because it is rare champions only. And as we can see, we do not have many rare champions at all in here. We absolutely cannot get through any of this with the rare champions. But then looking at here, I'm wondering if we can get through this using what we have here. Let's start on auto. Let's see if we can get through this one. This was another point where I felt like, and again, look at the damage. As much the attack force of Supreme Galak and how many AoEs and how many attacks we're seeing in general. But look at the damage that he just took. Absolutely. We have to build him out significantly because that should be taking down a majority of these targets. There's the shield. There's the turn meter. Because now, yeah, he's just going to get wrecked. Look at that. Absolutely need a lot more damage out. A lot more mitigation, a lot more damage. And even there, they blocked the healing. Yeah, I mean, we pushed to where we could. And then, of course, by the time we get here, it's pretty much game over. I mean, we took down a lot of them. There's the heal reduction. Yeah, so literally we're just canceling out the heals. So even the life leech gear in there doesn't really make a big difference because of all the damage. Now, we did build out Deacon Armstrong a little bit. So we focused on him. We got him, again, some of that speed gear, but we need some speed boots, which I thought, yeah, defense, the immortal boots. Need speed. Need speed, need speed, need to farm a lot of the speed. Because even here, looking at his overall stats, yeah, speed is only at 117 because affinity bonuses, again, we don't have a lot of these built out yet, but absolutely getting, all the way to the 4 stars, getting some more levels. And you know what? I'm going to go back. I'm going to go back to just straight campaign farming. This is where we're going to go, and this is where we're going to live because this is massive. And he cannot do it again alone. So I'm going to drop in. I'm going to drop in both of them. I feel like we could swap this a little bit later, but we need some more levels on him. We absolutely need quite a few more levels. And this is where we've been kind of farming, is just going in here and taking out these targets time and time and time again. It's going to be a lot of farming in here because even a lot of the other legendary champions that I have, even looking at a lot of the epic champions that I have, we really don't have a lot of levels on them. We're going to have to either put them in the sparring pit or we're going to have to figure out a way to gain a lot more levels to get them. Even when we look at the tag arena, when we look at the regular arena, we have to get a lot more levels on a bunch of these champions. But this is the place to farm. When we talk about farming, when we talk about going through here, this is the place everybody has universally said when you get these shields, selling the shields and just kind of farming this out. Also looking at, we're doing the Alice chase right here, which 75 points a day. And then the tournament points, this is going towards the clan. So yeah, we got another level right there. 600 energy. We're going to be able to farm this out for quite a bit, which is my focus. This, again, for the last 2 days, this has been where we're living with all of our energy, with everything that we have. This is completely where we've just been farming. And farming kind of crazy. Wonder if we use the rest of the brews on him. I'm thinking I might throw some more brews. Let me know if we should throw some more brews on Supreme Galak. I feel like if we put some of those brews on there, get his level, and then we won't have to use him in here to farm, or we could use him as the primary one to farm instead of Kale. That's a really good question. If we can just get him up a little bit higher to the point of farming. Because even there, I mean, one defeat is almost taking him, or one victory is almost giving him a full level at this point. And we're still building food. I mean, going through here. Now, remember, there was also talk about the sparring pit, and that's the reason why I built out that sparring pit, is getting a 6-star champion every single week, systematically going in there with 4-star champions around level 18, farming them within a couple days, getting them all in their max level. But I realized very fast that we also did need, the 1-star, 2-star, 3 stars to get all those 4 stars. And then we need the 4 stars, of course, to feed to get 5 stars into 6 stars. The progression in here is kind of crazy. It is absolutely kind of crazy. There's 2 more shields in there. Got a couple more levels. And I'm wondering how much that would bring him up if we did go ahead and put those brews on him. Because we have 16 more. That takes him to 44. And as much as I like it, you know what? I'm going to go ahead and use them. Gives us another 320. So that, put his attack up, defense up a lot higher. Again, we're going to have to do some of the ascended rank. He is the highest rank possible. So we have our second 6-star right there, which is very cool. Now, I feel like we need to build out Alice. I think Alice is going to be the one to add a couple more stars. That way we can do the awakening, because even with that Alice chase, we are going to have a couple more that are coming right down here with the split soul. And then I believe this will take her to 5. So I think that'll take her to 5 of our awakened red stars in there as we're going through here. Now, Sacred Order. So all 3 of those are Sacred Order. And is she Sacred Order? Yeah, she is. So Sacred Order, we have some really strong champions of the Sacred Order. Yeah, even Bushi, I know a lot of players, again, said this hero is not worth really anything. But you know what? Going through, and I feel like farming out the faction wars, this is a massive place where, being able to come in here and finish out a couple of these stages, getting some of these built out, even if it is epic, even if it is, the rare or the legendary progressive chance. Again, we're going to have to save all of our shards. Not really much we can do there, but it's just going to be farming. I feel like the next couple days we can get and build out a few more of those 5 stars. Clan rewards, what do we get? 3-star chicken, 80 more energy. And then what are these? Clan XP. So we got a couple more Clan XP, and we're looking pretty good right now. 151 of 123. So they are trailing us a little bit. And I love, you can look at the members and see, they only have 6 of their members that are doing any points. We have 16 of 24 essentially. So they actually have a couple empty slots down here. So if the rest of the guild does hop online, I feel like the clan tournament is going to be very, very impressive. Dungeon Divers, boom, another chicken right there. Champion training event. A gold chest. What are we going to get out of this one? I got the silver chest last time. Gold chest gives us 56. Nice. And we've been using all of our gems for stamina. Again, this is a point where once we use our 712 stamina, I'm going to go ahead. I'm going to use the gems. I'm going to do 2 full refreshes, which is going to give us another 224 energy, farming out the food. Again, another day or two, I feel like we can max out another 6-star, which my thought and my choice at this point, since we have 2 of them, are probably going to be Alice. I'm thinking probably Allison here to build out. Let me know. Let me know in the comments who exactly we should be building out, or who do you think we're building out? Because I know the frog, a lot of players have said that this is an absolute priority, one of the best one when it comes to the guild boss, because of looking at the ability to poison with the skills. So looking at the multitude of the attack debuffs, and as well as the shielding and the poison. I know the poison was one that a lot of players had talked about, that he is very, very important, building him up a lot higher for the guild boss specifically, that he can do not only defensive survivability, blocking a lot of the damage with some of these, the reflecting the damage, but also shielding and the ally protect. So taking some of the damage, and all of his skills are based on HP. So getting his HP and defensive kind of just put through the roof, allowing him to survive through a ton of the boss fight, because he's going to be taking a ton of damage through the boss fight itself. But again, guys, figuring out who to use in here is incredible. It is incredibly difficult to get through with what we have going on. But market buying this out on a regular basis, getting all of those shards. And as you can see, 82 mystery shards right here. We'll get a couple more points. 1 stars to 2 stars, 2 stars to 3 stars in the entirety, and just farming all that we can. So beat a campaign boss 3 times. This we can even go down here and thinking about farming with all of these. I'm going to go ahead and farm this out. Super raid. This will take out 2 of those. Maybe we have a shot at some of the 5-star gloves that we're looking at and building it out with a solid lifesteal set. And then 20, yeah, 20s and 25s. I mean, levels are just kind of burning right through here. And I do love what Supreme Galak does. It's really cool. I want to see his damage after this. Let me take a look, because we have a 60 versus a 44, but I feel like with the ability to buff himself is huge in here. So 101, yeah, 117. So I can't imagine another 15 levels in there. And there we go. So we have HP percent, which we do not like. We're going to go ahead and lifesteal that, edit the team. This should be the final one. This should be the last one that we have here to finish out that specific quest that we had. All right, so 2 60s, work on Alice, get 3 60s, or should I do Tagore? Yeah, that's going to be a really tough question. Just because I know Tagore could keep us alive for a lot of times when he, a lot stronger heals to keep both of our damage dealers alive. So there's our helmet, and that again, stage selection. There we go. Forge pass gives us level 11, getting a couple more resources in there. And the quest is done as well, getting some more experience. We're already halfway to 43. I feel like we're not too far off when it comes to building this out. We'll even get some more of our stamina right there. And then, of course, the arena. The arena we're going to have to go through. The arena we're going to have to build out quite a bit higher, because we've been farming our classic arena tokens. The tag, the fortress keys are back up. This is actually a stage that I just started to get some of these coins itself, but I'm going to have to figure out exactly how to do this and what it looks like, because there are a lot of stages through here. So being able to farm some of this later content with what we have, and again, using only 6 of those keys every single day. But I am a big proponent of not having this filled up, which is interesting because, I mean, before we had the Demon Lord and the Chimera keys, we picked up the Crypt keys. Now we got Fortress keys, Gold keys, Silver keys. Then, of course, the Classic and the Tag. They have so much depth in this game. It is incredible. It is very incredible to see. Clan bosses, I absolutely love. You can see we killed this one. Hard is almost dead as well. We did almost 6 million damage right there. And then 3.72. So we did max out what we did on the normal. Then we're getting into brutal and a couple other of our guild bosses. Just got to get the damage. Just really got to ramp this damage through the roof with the champions we have. Getting the crit damage, because even here, crit rate, this is sad. That 30%, that is absolutely pathetic, because that is the very first thing that we want. So we have to find a good pair of crit gloves. So crit rate, I have 2. We talk about not having any good gear. There's a 5 frost, which, thinking of this one, you know what? I'm going to go ahead and put those on. Not worrying about what we have, what we're doing with our sets, because we want to get the crit rate very high on these. Crit rate, what max is 50. So we could increase this from where we're at right now to an incredible amount, because these have crit rate, but that's, again, 5 stars. Crit damage is on there. Those might actually be a lot better set. And I know it costed a little bit of silver, but I feel like, the resistance gauntlets are going to make sense, just because, again, they're both 5 stars. I'm okay with 5 stars. I'm not worried about the 6, but this also carries the crit damage as well. Let me equip these, and then we'll go ahead and we'll add some levels on here. So that takes our crit damage up, or a crit. What did we get? Crit damage went to 11, HP a little bit higher, but that took our crit from 30 all the way up to 60. So literally, guys, one pair of gloves doubled our crit rate. And then we have to get speed. So speed's at 146. I think we need that farming around 200. We have our speed boots at 12 right here. You know what? Let me build these out a little bit further. Because what set is this? Is this the 2? No, that's a 4 set. So we're going to have to get another piece in here. Yeah, 18% for an extra. Do we have another piece for Relentless? That is a really good question. Do we have a shield for Relentless? Again, still getting familiar with the gear and everything else. Yeah, we do have a shield in here. Crit rate, crit damage, resistance, HP, speed. Yeah, I'll go ahead and throw that one on. That keeps our 4 set bonus. So we got the retaliation. So we got the attack back. Then we'll do the same here. You know what? Let's go to 8 in this one. Crit rate goes up a little bit higher, and we have a crit percentage. That's pretty good right there. And then this was resistance. What do we have for our weapon? Because again, set is not going to worry about it. Crit damage, crit rate. What do we have for resistance in here? That is not the same set. Stalwart, retaliation. I think we can search this. I'm not sure we have any. Yeah, we have a weapon right here. So we have a few. I mean, we have a 5-star, which this is a 4-star. So the 5-star is going to have a higher top end, but we have HP versus, what does this one have? Yeah, crit damage, crit rate. Accuracy and speed, crit rate. That's actually a pretty decent one. But again, the 5-star is going to be the higher top end attack. When we get it to 16, where this is capped at 190, this one is capped at 225. So definitely have a little bit of a higher, but that would give us 40 resistance. Again, not really too worried about the set, so we might just keep it where it's at. We have our speed boots out of here, which, yeah, upgrading to 40. I don't want to ascend them because they're 5-stars. We're only waiting till that 6-star gear, but gonna have to farm. Gonna have to farm quite a bit of what we have going on in here. Trying to max out another 6-star. Oh, but I'm happy we got Gleck. Still got to get some accessories. Still got to get a lot more stuff. Even the banners. I know here we don't have a banner. We're going to have to farm out some of this as well to build these out. Sacred Order, we do have one. And then the Great Hall. Again, farming this out. We need, what, 75 in here. So a couple more medals. We do have an arena tokens, and we have a arena token reset. So we'll get those all the 2. We'll keep building those out for the magic affinity, which is a majority of the champions that we have, is that magic affinity that we have. Because looking here, yeah, we have Glack, we have Tagore, we have Alice, we have our high elf right there. Yeah, majority of these, even looking at Torgi. Yeah, a majority of these are kind of the same. We have a few that are the Deacon and a couple other ones, but absolutely building those out, guys. Going to be super, super imperative to get them built out quite a bit. But we're going to continue farming. That's exactly. So we're going to go ahead. We're going to burn through all of this energy farming out the campaign, getting them maxed out in the entirety. But all right, guys, so that is going to do it for today's live stream. Absolutely wanted to hop in here. Finally got that champion up to 6 stars. So that is 6-star number 2. And I feel like it's going to be Alice, or it might be Tagore. I'm thinking more than likely Alice, unless we have somebody else that pops up that is really imperative that we do want to build. But I know Alice, again, we're going to get the awakened pieces for her. So if we add a little bit more on her, we can use the Altar of Souls, because we've already been building that out a little bit further to do the awakening in here after we do build up the Ascended. Again, we have to wait till this is open, which I think both of these are open. So the Magic Keep, yeah, we're going to have to farm this out for Alice. I feel like adding 2 of those stars on Alice is going to make a really big difference with the damage, survivability that she has, and also getting that ascended level on there. So, all right, guys. So that's going to do it for today's live stream. Let me know in the comments what you guys think. And as always, thank you guys for watching.